Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nelly.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about bottled cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In this bulletin, 8 new cases of typhoid reports in Suva this month. Former Native Land Trust Board Director Kenin Raketi goes on trial for abuse of office. A new category added to 2014 Prime Minister's Export of the Year awards. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. 8 new cases of typhoid have been reported in the Greater Suva area this month. The Health Ministry has confirmed the cases are from Wailoku. Savara Tambua has more.
Out of the 28 cases recorded this year in Suva, 10 were from Wailoku, which is now classed a high-risk area. 8 were reported this month alone.
The first case we have was on the 3rd of June. And since the 15th of June to 21st this month, we have been seeing some cases too from Wailuku, mostly from Wailuku in Tamabua.
Dr. Pablo says most of the cases were reported in the 20 to 30 years old age group, and the youngest was a 6-year-old student.
A person can tell that he or she has signs and symptoms of typhoid fever when he is suffering from a very high fever that is 38 degrees and above, of more than 3 days. And some of these cases, they'll develop constipation for more than 3 days.
Members of the public are advised to seek medical attention when having symptoms of typhoid fever. Typhoid can be avoided by boiling all drinking water, covering food properly, and washing hands. Sawera Tambua, FBC News.
The Director of Public Prosecution's Office has ruled that there is no evidence to support claims that 13-year-old Serima Berwick of Tailevu was raped and murdered in August 2007. DPP Christopher Pride says following extensive investigation into the death after an inquest last November and a thorough review of evidence by his office, it is clear this is a tragic case of suicide. Pride also says it is clear the findings of the initial police investigation in 2007 citing Berwick's death as suicide were correct. He says allegations that some people have conspired to pervert the course of justice and fabricate evidence are being investigated, and a decision on pursuing the matter will be made in due course. Pride adds this matter serves to remind the public to leave investigations to the proper authorities. The trial of former Native Land Trust Board Director Kenin Raketi has begun in the Suva High Court. He's pleaded not guilty to 5 counts of abuse of office relating to when he was an NLTB Board Director and Chairman of its subsidiary Vanur Development Corporation Limited. It's alleged as Chairman of Vanur Development Corporation and without the knowledge of the NLTB, the Queen Raketi authorized securities and loans worth over $3 million to the IT company Pacific Connects. FICAC prosecutor Michael Blanchflower claims when the alleged events occurred, the Queen Raketi was a key player, authorizing the loans and securities, and every time he allegedly facilitated payments, he abused his office. The trial continues in Suva tomorrow. Vodafone customers yesterday experienced mobile phone network service problems without any prior warning from the service provider. Voice call and SMS texting for those still using the old SIM cards were affected. In a statement today, the company says the outage was unanticipated and was caused by circumstances beyond their control. Vodafone says the outage occurred due to technical difficulties experienced while moving some core services from the old network infrastructure to the new network hardware. The problems have now been rectified and all services restored to normal. The company has assured a thorough investigation and diagnosis into the outage is underway to prevent such incidents in the future. A new category has been added to this year's Prime Minister's Exporter of the Year awards. It's aimed at young entrepreneurs that have excelled in Fiji's business environment. This was revealed during the awards launch at the Grand Pacific Hotel last night. Josephine Navula reports.
The Young Entrepreneur Award will recognize entrepreneurs between 15 to 35 who have made a name for themselves in the export sector.
To announce to all our young entrepreneurs, this year we have a special award for you, and a big Whanaka Wakaluru goes out to the Minister of Youth and Sports for coming on board to sponsor this category.
11 awards are up for grabs this year. Minister for Industry and Trade, the Attorney General Ayah Sayed Qayyum says main initiative of the Exporter of the Year Awards is to give confidence to the business sector.
Certain sectors within the business community need to be given assistance. And assistance not for them to be dependent upon, but an assistance to give them a leg up, to ensure that cottage industries, to ensure that businesses that are just starting, nascent businesses, are given an assistance so they can eventually stand on their own feet and they can contribute towards the economy.
This is the 22nd year for the event, making it one of the most important functions in the country's business calendar.
What started 22 years ago has grown into one of the largest award ceremonies in Fiji today. With the support of the Fijian government and the private sector, this event is staged annually to acknowledge and reward you, our exporters.
The Westpac Banking Corporation has again secured the role naming right for the awards, and according to General Manager Adrian Hughes, Fiji's banking sector strongly supports all exporters.
It's an important role the regulator plays to ensure that the banks are safe, well managed and acts in the interests of all Fijians, including exporters.
With the theme Exporting for Growth, Building Our Nation, the 2014 Prime Minister's Exporters of the Year Awards was boosted with a $60,000 donation from Westpac. Josephine Nawula, FBC News.
Coming up next, Fiji Ports Corporation Limited pays out highest ever dividend of over $3 million.
Talita na radio Fiji One na mwira ni nonda konoa.
Ando talita kana borro na radio Fiji One singa toka boleta ni station ni alumatua.
Ando talita ka bale una borro na radio Fiji One station ni alumatua ilo toka.
Ando talita ka bale una borro na radio Fiji One mandi na station ni alumatua.
Au tuko korbo ando borro mo leve na station ni alumatua na radio Fiji One.
Ando borro na radio Fiji One na station ni alumatua na bandoi tele.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. Australia is looking forward to the finalising of the terms of reference for co-leading the multinational observer group for the upcoming Fiji elections. Australia's Foreign Minister Julie Bishop met with her Fijian counterpart Ratu Inoke Kumbombola at the Australian Parliament House yesterday. Australia had earlier accepted Fiji's invitation to oversee the elections, but on the condition that it co-leads with another country. Last week, Indonesian President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono accepted Fiji's offer to co-lead the observer mission with Australia. The two foreign ministers also discussed a wide range of issues of common interest to both countries, including strengthening dialogue and people-to-people links. Customers of the Fiji Electricity Authority have been advised to ignore the duplicated copy of their latest electricity bill. FEA Chief Executive Hasmukh Patel says there was an error in the generation of one batch of bills, and some customers received two bills for the same period. The authority could not say how many customers were affected. Patel says FEA has implemented precautionary measures to ensure the duplication is not repeated. The Fiji Ports Authority this afternoon paid out its highest ever dividend to government. FPCL Board Chairman Tevita Kuruvakandua says they recorded strong and profitable results in 2013.
The dividend payment which we will be presenting to the shareholding ministries this afternoon for the 2013 financial year is of the amount of $3,698,979. This represents a 1.2% increase over prior year and is the highest on record paid by Fiji Ports to the government.
A key priority for Fiji Ports going forward was the developing of a 15-year master development plan for port infrastructure. The Fiji Cancer Society is not letting an incomplete audit halt their commitment to cancer patients. The society says they have the finances to help. Ellen Stolz reports.
Cancer patients do not need to go without treatment. The Fiji Cancer Society is calling on patients who need medical attention to reach out and get their help they need from the society.
We lifted the freeze on the Suva bank account from day one because we were very concerned that cancer patients should not suffer. So our message to the Western branch has always been, refer everybody to us. We'll pray from Suva. Just send it to us. Whatever your bills are, whatever your expenses are, nobody's going to suffer. Can you just send them to us?
Trustee Dr. James Fong says doing good work isn't enough. Documentation also needs to be done.
To consolidate the funds in such a way that we know that there's a clear paper trail every time. And sometimes we get so passionate with our work, we forget about the paper trail and just continue the work because we think, oh, the good work will account for all the bad paper trail. But as the organization gets bigger, that's not how it works.
Another trustee, former High Court Judge Nazat Shamim, recommends the society desperately needs to adopt the code of conduct they have drafted.
But one thing is very clear, that in all the finger pointing that has gone on in the Cancer Society, there's a perceived lack of integrity held by everyone against everybody else. And in all the work that we did, we have not drawn any conclusions that anybody was dishonest or fraudulent or had embezzled the funds. What we can see is overall bad governance everywhere.
The draft code of conduct outlines changes that would protect the society from similar situations in the future. They're now awaiting the release of the auditor's report. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
The applause and appreciation of visitors for the outstanding customer service at Nandi International Airport continues to pour in. Akusita Tale reports 5 of the airport staff have been awarded Fijian Hosts Awards for their outstanding service from January to May of this year.
The Fijian Host Award is given to frontline staff at the Nandi International Airport for excellent customer service. Mother of 5, Makireta Sakoro, is a security personnel at the airport and is a recipient of the award. She says nothing is impossible if the heart is willing.
It really encouraged me to do a lot of effort in my work, especially entertaining others. So while at that workplace, it's not only myself and not my company, it is that I'm looking after others as well.
Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority staff Ravinesh Kumar says the award should encourage the rest of the airport staff to do their best.
I think Fijian Host is a very important program, and which is going to make all the staff of the airport to bring in more visitors, more tourists to the country, and it's going to improve our economy.
The Ministry of Tourism says training frontline airport workers is important as the competition for international visitors increase regionally and globally.
We have trained trainers this year, and these trainers are taking care of orientation for new hires and also training people on the job, doing refreshers on the Fijian Host Customer Service Program. We now have 386 people who have gone through this course.
Winners of Fijian Hosts are selected from comment cards that are filled out by international visitors and posted in Fijian Host kiosk located at Nandi International Airport's departure and arrival lounges. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Chale is here with sports and what's happening in the world of sports, Chale?
Thank you, Jackie. Coming up, flying Fijians and Cooks gear up for clash.
Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about Batu Cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome back, this is FBC Sports. It will be a battle of 2 teams from opposite ends of the rugby world when the Vodafone Flying Fijians take on the Cook Islands this Saturday. The Fijians are hotly tipped to run rampant over the Minnows, who themselves are bracing for the unknown. This as the Cooks have not had the luxury of playing as many matches as Fiji does, but they are sure they can raise a few eyebrows.
To have a
probably weaken the spotlight with Cook Islands Rugby and try and promote, Cook Islands Rugby and show what we've got to, we've got some talent and we can play the game. So really looking forward to the challenge.
We need to be much more disciplined around the ruck area, around the tackle area and around the offside line to make sure that we don't give away too many penalties on Saturday.
The match kicks off at 3 p.m. on Saturday at Churchill Park in Lautoka. The Fiji Football Association is happy with the overall performance of match officials during the first round of the Vodafone Fiji Fact in Nosori last weekend. The tournament continues this weekend with the semi-finals on Saturday and the final on Sunday. With all the hype of the officiating at the World Cup, local match officials have been hailed for their showing.
We selected 18, 6 referees and 12 assistants, and during this second round we have chopped down the panel of referees. We have 4 referees now and 8 assistant referees, and we will have 3 assessors as well. And we looked at all the aspects during these 3 days of competition, and then we reduced the panel to 12.
Saturday, the tournament continues at Ratatokombo Park. Since 1931, the Lautoka Golf Club had not signed any joint venture or partnership to promote the game of golf. But now, 83 years down the line, a memorandum of agreement has been signed between the FNU and the Lautoka Golf Club to encourage students to get involved in golf. Akusita Tale has more.
The agreement is anticipated to produce new life and upcoming national reps in the golf arena. It also shows the future of golf is becoming bright.
Lautoka has produced a number of national reps, and we intend to do the same. These national reps have gone to win gold medal for Fiji in the South Pacific Games in 87, 95, 99. So we want to keep that trend, and we can see the potential amongst the students, and 100% sure we will be able to get more golfers in the near future to represent Fiji.
Around 13,000 Fiji National University students will become honorary members of the club, an opportunity to learn more about the sport.
The club professionals would be training the staff and students here. That is again without any cost. The whole intention is to develop the game of golf and ensure that the students get the best opportunity that they can ever have to enter the field of golf and become Fiji's reps, hopefully.
An academy is also expected to be constructed to promote the sport that will cater to train aspiring golfers. Akusita Tale, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Under-17 cricket side won its first game in the Pacifica Tri-Series over Tonga. The win keeps their hopes alive in challenging Vanuatu for the inaugural series title.
Fiji was looking to bounce back from its opening loss against Vanuatu yesterday. Tonga elected to field first, which saw Saimoni Tuitonga lead the host charge with 26 runs. The visitors chased down Fiji's 119 runs, but fell short by 7 wickets.
Today's game is a great game since Tonga is a very good team too, but my boys have achieved their target for winning this game today.
Officials have seen a vast improvement in the players' skill levels as the tournament progresses.
According to what we have seen through these 2 days, I think the boys are doing very well, or doing better than the development that we had before.
This tournament has so far proven to be a success, with players from Fiji, Tonga and Vanuatu getting some much-needed exposure to the game. Chalendo Takadak, FBC Sports.
And that's your FBC Sports for tonight.
The Commerce Commission has developed a self-regulating guideline for the sale of second-hand motor vehicles. The guidelines state the rights and responsibilities of second-hand motor vehicle traders and car buyers. It also states what information must be provided at the beginning of a sales and purchases transaction and what the second-hand motor vehicle dealers and buyers should know and comply with in any transaction. The guidelines comes into effect on the 14th of July. It's that time again, weather with the lovely Trish.
Thank you, Jackie. Well, let's look at today's map.
Suva and area had cloudy skies with occasional showers all day. And Sava, which usually has the same weather as Suva, merely had cloudy skies. As for the rest of the major centers, Nadi, Lotokamba and Lambasa all had fine weather throughout the day. Today's temperature, Suva was on 28, and Nandi and Lotoka reached 30, Ba 31, Savu 28, and Lambasa hit 32. Looking at tomorrow's forecast, Suva and Savu just might have cloudy skies with scattered showers in the morning and a cloudy afternoon. Nandi, Lotokamba and Lambasa might have fine weather with cloudy skies. For mariners, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots and moderate to rough seas. Now, image of the day, and it has a story behind it. Here's a beautiful picture of Kawakawa, also known as rock cod or camouflage grouper. This image is courtesy of the 4FJ movement and Paul Mackenzie. Well, they encourage Fijians to take a pledge to not buy, sell or eat ndonu and kawakawa during their breeding season from June till September.
Awesome. Thanks so much for that, Trish. Recapping our headlines. 8 new cases of typhoid reports in Suva this month. Former Native Land Trust Board Director Kenin Raketi goes on trial for abuse of office. A new category added to 2014 Prime Minister's Export of the Year awards. On to our poll question for this week, we're asking, are we doing enough to address human trafficking? Visit our FBC website, www.fbc.com.fj, to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. You can also find us on YouTube, FBC TV 2011, or on Instagram, FBC TV. That's your news for tonight. Join the team and I again at the same time tomorrow. Till then, good evening.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
I love Mirchi FM, it's so hot.
Deke me lal kai me high. Tangi tau me. Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singapore, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva.
It's hot.
Mirchi FM, bon julum julum.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.